There are places in this world so steeped in history, so saturated with human emotion, that the veil between our world and the next becomes incredibly thin. Connecticut, a state known for its colonial charm, its picturesque landscapes. But beneath that surface lies a dark, raw energy. We're talking about centuries of history, of life, of death, of tragedy. These powerful emotions don't just disappear. They embed themselves into the very fabric of the buildings, the soil, the air we breathe. This isn't just history you read about in books. It's a living, breathing force that some people feel, hear, and see. Tonight, we're not just telling stories. We are embarking on an investigation into the most paranormally active locations in this historic state. From homes that were once funeral parlors, pulsating with the energy of death, to cursed objects locked away by the world's most famous paranormal investigators, we are going to peel back the layers of Connecticut's serene facade. We will confront the legends, the entities, and the unexplained phenomena that have terrified residents for generations. The evidence we're seeking isn't just for us, it's for you. We want to understand what happens after we die, so I need you to join me on this journey. Turn down the lights. Prepare yourself for what you are about to see and hear. We are locking down, going deep into the heart of Connecticut's most haunted places. We're seeking answers in the shadows, listening for the whispers of the dead, and confronting the darkness that lurks just beyond our understanding. Are you ready? Because the investigation starts now. We begin our investigation in Southington, at a location that became infamous for one of the most terrifying hauntings ever documented, the Snedeker House. On the surface, it's just a house, but its history is drenched in death. This building was once a funeral home. Think about the raw emotion, the grief, the despair that soaked into these walls day after day. The Snedeker family moved in, unaware of the building's past, and what they experienced was nothing short of a descent into hell. They reported violent physical attacks, demonic apparitions, and phenomena so disturbing it attracted the attention of Ed and Lorraine Warren. This wasn't just a haunting, it was a full-blown spiritual war. The family discovered mortuary tools, blood drains, and other remnants of the building's grim purpose hidden in the basement. It's believed that the spirits of those who were improperly handled here were trapped, their anger and confusion creating a powerful negative vortex. Some even claim that acts of necromancy were performed in the mortuary, opening a doorway for something inhuman to cross over. The energy here is heavy, oppressive. You can feel the residual pain of the Snedeker family and the lingering presence of the dead. This location is a stark reminder that some doors, once opened, can never be closed again. Our next stop takes us to Monroe, to the epicenter of paranormal research in Connecticut, a place that holds some of the most dangerous, cursed artifacts in the world, the Warrens Occult Museum. Founded by the legendary demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren, this isn't your typical museum. Every single object in this collection is attached to a case of intense paranormal activity, demonic infestation, or a human tragedy. The air inside is electric, charged with a dark, contained energy. You can feel the malevolence radiating from these items, even from the outside. It's a spiritual prison for some of the most notorious artifacts known to man. Inside these walls, you'll find the Shadow Doll, which can enter your dreams and stop your heart. You'll find a satanic idol recovered from the deep woods of Connecticut. And of course, the most famous resident, the Annabelle doll. This is not the doll you see in the movies. The real Annabelle is a simple Raggedy Ann doll, but its innocent appearance hides a dark secret. It is believed to house an inhuman spirit, responsible for attacks, manipulation, and at least one death. The artifacts here are a chilling testament to the Warrens' life work, a stark warning that evil is real, and sometimes it attaches itself to objects. We now journey deep into the dark woods of Cornwall, to a place where an entire village vanished, leaving behind nothing but cellar holes, stone walls, and a powerful curse. This is Dudley Town, also known as the Village of the Damned. The legend says the town was founded by the Dudley family, who carried a curse from England, a curse that brought madness, suicide, and unnatural deaths to everyone who lived there. From its settlement in the 1740s to its complete abandonment by the early 1900s, the story of Dudley Town is one of unrelenting tragedy. Entire families were wiped out by mysterious illnesses or driven to insanity. Visitors to these haunted woods today report an overwhelming sense of dread and sorrow. They hear disembodied voices whispering through the trees, see shadowy figures darting between the ruins, and capture photographic evidence of orbs and strange mists. Many claim to be touched or pushed by unseen forces. The silence here is unnatural, deafening. There are no birds, no squirrels. It's as if all life has been choked out by the pervasive darkness. This isn't just an abandoned village. It's a scar on the land, a place where the curse is said to remain, waiting for its next victim. There are, honestly, very few places that hold more residual human suffering than an abandoned asylum. We're now in Newtown, standing before the decaying facade of Fairfield Hills State Hospital. For over 60 years, this massive complex housed thousands of patients, subjecting them to brutal treatments like lobotomies and electroshock therapy. The sheer scale of the pain, fear, and hopelessness that occurred within these walls is, well, staggering. When the hospital was closed in 1995, the buildings were left to rot, but the tormented spirits of former patients and staff are said to have never left. Paranormal investigators and urban explorers who dare to enter these buildings report terrifying encounters. They speak of seeing full-bodied apparitions of nurses in the hallways, hearing blood-curdling screams echoing from the empty patient rooms, and feeling an intense, aggressive energy in the underground tunnels that connect the campus. Shadowy figures are frequently seen lurking in the dark corners, watching, waiting. The energy here is raw, volatile, and deeply sad. It's a labyrinth of sorrow, a place where the tortured souls are forced to relive their trauma for eternity. Cemeteries are gateways, final resting places where the veil is thin. But some are more active than others. We're now in Easton, at what is widely considered one of the most haunted cemeteries in the entire country, Union Cemetery. This place is so active that it was investigated numerous times by Ed and Lorraine Warren, who even wrote a book about it. The grounds are ancient, filled with weathered tombstones that date back to the 1600s. But it's not the old graves that make this place infamous. It's the spirits that refuse to rest here, most notably, the White Lady. Countless witnesses, including police officers and firefighters, have seen her apparition. She appears as a woman in a white nightgown, floating through the tombstones and sometimes drifting directly into the path of oncoming cars on the adjacent road, causing drivers to swerve and crash. Some believe she is the spirit of a woman murdered in the 1940s, forever searching for her killer. Others report seeing glowing red eyes belonging to a malevolent entity known as Red Eyes, believed to be the spirit of a man who was burned to death. Union Cemetery isn't just a place for the dead, it's a crossroads for restless, powerful spirits. We travel now to a small, historic cemetery in Naugatuck with a surprisingly high level of paranormal activity. This is Guntown Cemetery. Established in 1790, this burial ground is tucked away, unassuming. But those who visit after dark often leave with chilling stories. Unlike the aggressive energy of other locations, the phenomena here are often more subtle, more personal, and in some ways, even more unsettling. The most common report is the sound of children's laughter echoing through the graves when no one is around. It's a sound that should be joyful, but in the dead of night, in a place like this, it's bone-chilling. Investigators have captured incredible evidence here. EVPs, or electronic voice phenomena, have recorded the distinct sounds of a black dog barking, music from a phantom flute, and the names of people buried here being whispered into recording devices. Full-bodied apparitions have been seen weaving through the headstones, only to vanish when approached. There's a palpable energy in this place, a feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. The spirits of Guntown seem to be aware of the living, interacting with them, and making their presence known in the most direct and unnerving ways. Not all of Connecticut's horrors are tied to a specific place. Some are legends, whispered in the darkness, that have taken on a life of their own. We're now delving into the terrifying urban legend of the Melonheads. The stories vary, but, they all paint a gruesome picture. One version claims they were inmates from a local asylum who burned it down, escaped into the woods, and resorted to cannibalism to survive, their heads swelling to grotesque proportions from hydrocephalus and inbreeding over generations. Another tale says they were a family ostracized for alleged witchcraft, who retreated into the wilderness and now violently protect their territory. These creatures are said to live in the secluded, wooded areas of Fairfield and Litchfield counties, particularly around Dracula Drive in Trumbull and Sawmill City Road in Shelton. Locals and thrill seekers who venture down these roads report being chased by small, humanoid figures with massive bulbous heads. They find strange structures deep in the woods and, honestly, hear unsettling giggling and chattering from the darkness. Is it just a story told around a campfire to scare teenagers? Or is there a dark truth to the legend? In the deep woods of Connecticut, when you're all alone, the legend of the melon heads feels terrifyingly real. We're now at a location whose name alone sends a shiver down your spine. Devil's Hopyard State Park in East Haddam. This beautiful park with its stunning waterfall, Chapman Falls, holds a dark secret. The legend says the devil himself passed through this park, and in his rage at getting his tail wet in the falls, he stamped his feet on the rocks, creating the perfectly circular potholes that are still visible today. It's a place where natural beauty collides with diabolical folklore, creating an atmosphere that is both serene and deeply unsettling. The energy here is ancient and primal. Visitors and paranormal researchers have reported a host of strange phenomena. They see shadowy figures moving among the trees near the falls, hear disembodied screams that are quickly silenced by the roar of the water, and witness mysterious lights, or spook lights, bobbing and weaving through the forest at night. The feeling of being watched is intense, especially near the rock formations. Is it simply the power of suggestion, fueled by a name and a legend? Or did something truly unholy leave its mark on this land, attracting other dark energies to this very spot? Our next investigation brings us to Torrington, to an inn that has been welcoming guests since 1891. But some of its guests have never checked out. This is the Yankee Peddler Inn, a historic hotel with a long and storied history of paranormal activity. The original owner, Alice Conley, is said to be the inn's most prominent spirit. She died in what is now room 353, and her presence is still felt strongly there. Guests report seeing her apparition sitting in the rocking chair she loved, which still sits in the room, rocking back and forth on its own. The activity isn't confined to one room. Staff and guests throughout the hotel have reported the smell of her floral perfume wafting through the halls, disembodied voices calling out in the dead of night, and doors opening and closing on their own. The basement is another hotspot, with reports of a dark, shadowy figure and a feeling of intense cold. The inn's haunted reputation is so profound that it became the inspiration and filming location for the horror movie, The Innkeepers. This isn't just a hotel, it's a residence for spirits who are as much a part of its history as the living. Our final lockdown takes us to Woodbury, to the oldest inn in the entire state of Connecticut, the Curtis House. Built in 1754, this building has witnessed centuries of history, and it has the ghost to prove it. The sheer amount of time this inn has been in operation means an incredible amount of human energy, joy, sorrow, life, and death has been absorbed into its very structure. The spirits here are as old as the inn itself, and they are not shy about making their presence known to guests and staff. The energy is palpable the moment you step through the door. The most famous spectral resident is a man named Joe, a former guest from the 1800s who is often seen in room 16, dressed in Confederate clothing. Another spirit, a woman named Betty, is known to move objects and sing in the middle of the night in room 2. Guests report waking up to the feeling of someone sitting on their bed, hearing footsteps in empty hallways, and seeing full-bodied apparitions in colonial attire. The Curtis House isn't just a piece of living history. It's a place where the past and present coexist, and the veil between worlds is permanently thin. We've traveled across Connecticut, from cursed villages to haunted inns, from the cells of an asylum to the very home of the Annabelle doll. What we've encountered is a state whose deep colonial history is intrinsically linked with its paranormal tales. These aren't just stories. They are the echoes of real people, real tragedies, and real emotions that have become imprinted on these locations forever. The veil here is thin, and the spirits of the past are anything but silent. They are a constant, powerful reminder that we are not alone. The evidence we've gathered, the feelings we've experienced, it's just the beginning. The real story lies with you. Have you ever visited one of these locations? Have you had your own unexplained experience in Connecticut or somewhere else? I want to hear it. This is a community for believers, for the curious, for those who have felt that chill run down their spine in an empty room. Share your stories in the comments below. let's build a database of evidence, a collection of personal encounters that can't be denied. Our investigation never stops. The search for answers, for proof of the afterlife, is a journey without end. If you want to join us as we continue to explore the world's most haunted locations, to confront the darkness and seek the truth, then subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. There are more spirits to hear from, more mysteries to solve, and more evidence to uncover. Stay with us as we continue the hunt.